Hi, folks.
Hey,
This is the Connor and Mason podcast. As you'll notice, Mason's not here.
I'm
He's
not Mason.
with this fan. And this is not Mason. This is our good buddy, Luis de Jesus.
What's up?
Luis Mac and Cheese on
On
Instagram,
Instagram.
which rhymes.
It does rhyme.
And he's looking for a job. So follow
Actually,
him on LinkedIn.
I might be getting a job.
Oh, this is exciting. So
I can't tell you about it. But it's-
Luis has been a substitute. Very funny comic. One of our good friends. One
Thanks.
of our good close buddies. We run a show together. Do a couple
we
shows
run
together.
a few shows together.
And
We're
let's make sure that might-
Close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a lover.
All right.
So, what have you been up to? You said you almost have a job.
Yeah, there's a startup that might be hiring me.
Ultralight? No.
Oh, it's this company. They're called Herbalife. You ever heard of them?
There we go.
Yeah, it's Herbalife. And they said if I get two friends and they get two friends, I could be a millionaire. I think
So it's
that
like
was the main pitch.
the friendship group.
Yeah, it's more just like a bunch of homies just hanging out. I'm joining a gang, you guys. I'm joining a gang. Just kidding.
That would be fun. And Luis is from the DR,
Yeah, my parents are from the Dominican Republic.
that's fine.
That's a country.
Yeah. Do you ever go there?
Yeah, I've been there plenty of times. Great. Poor. It's poor, but it's good.
It is poor.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is a poor country. You appreciate your life when you come back.
Is it poor? So I was thinking about like some country, like Mexico. Some parts of Mexico are okay,
Yeah.
but then there's some parts that are like, do not eat the street food. Do not drink the water.
I think that's most parts of Mexico. You shouldn't drink the water.
Well, then how good could they be doing?
Well, like they're used to the water, but we are not used to the water.
So if they drink our water, do they get sick?
I think they'll be fine.
Well, that's it. You got to start from the bottom. You got to
They
like.
have a stronger immune system, I think.
That's the thing. Like when you're an immigrant in a bad part of the country, Mexico's great, all that, but not every part. But
Yeah.
you go, okay, everything else is better than this.
Well, yeah. There's like in DR, there's like people who are doing well, and then we'll be driving somewhere, and you'll see like a house that's just like not even finished. It's just three walls, not even a roof, just three walls. And there's a little girl there, and she has a blanket. All she has in the world is a blanket. And you're like, oof, wow, that is poverty.
And they go, that's the 1% here.
Yeah, that's the other 1%.
Wow.
That's like probably like 15%.
Direct flight out of Houston to the DR.
Yeah, not every airport, but yeah, you can get there.
So, that's next to Cuba.
It is near Cuba, yes.
You been to Cuba?
No, I've never been to Cuba.
Would you want to go?
Sure, why not?
Now the DR, I think you said as a joke, but I could see this being realistic. Every time you leave the DR, you're like, thank God.
Whenever you leave, you're like, let's get back home.
There we go.
Let's get some AC in here. I want to drive and like I want people to pay attention to the lights when I'm driving.
Wow.
Dude, one time my uncle was driving us, and he got hit by a truck. A truck just rear-ended us, just bumped us out of the way, and just kept going.
Yeah, what your uncle was like, hey, jerk, and then he just went off.
Yeah, and then I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, "It's kind of his fault." And I was like, "All right."
Wow. I went to Vietnam.
Really?
And study abroad. Really fun place. Dangerous place. So when you go there, you typically rent a scooter, and that's how you get everywhere. And it's really cheap, but it's so dangerous. I saw a guy fall off a scooter.
Mhm.
My scooter went out from under me because I turned too quickly. I got hit by somebody and fell off my scooter, and we got in a bus accident at one point. That was 4 days. We were there for 4 days. So we averaged one potentially major accident a day. Cheap, but very scary.
I had a cousin who spent a year in China.
A Dominican cousin?
Yeah.
Was his hair all messed up because they were touching it so much?
I don't know if they touched her hair,
Oh,
but
they touched his hair.
they touched her hair.
Her hair?
Yeah, it was a lady, woman.
Why'd she go there?
Study abroad, same thing.
To China.
To China for a year.
Now, I feel I have a thing about, like, I would argue most women who study abroad in college, they probably pick Europe. I would say
Yes.
most eyeball Europe, because they want to look at a castle and eat a overpriced crepe, and then they don't want to learn French. They just
probably
want to hear.
cheaper in Europe, or the crepes probably cheaper in Europe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because more places sell crepes.
And they don't want to learn the European language. They just want to hear people speak it, because they go, I'll learn it if I'm around it. And, I can
they-
look at the museum. But Southeast Asia, I think like it's a more fun type of person. It's a different type of person, at least.
That goes to Asia.
Because they go, it's a little gritty over here.
Yes.
I stand out more here, but I'm choosing.
I think it was also cheaper to go to China.
Oh,
She was trying to learn Chinese for other reasons. For her own, she was trying to learn Chinese to like do international stuff.
that's great,
Yeah.
dude. China, you pull out a 20.
Dude, you pull out a 20 in China, they'll give you like, they'll be like, hey, they're like, or whatever, you want to join our? Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, you own the town.
Yeah.
Like I'm from Shanghai. I moved to Conner, China, and then I lived in Wuhan.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love.
Yeah,
that
so
for
she
Philly.
lived in China. She said that when she got there, they don't. She said like they don't really tell you anything. They're just like, yeah, get to the school somehow,
Yeah.
and that's part of like you're like baptized through fire. You get there, and she was like, I got there, and I got on a taxi. And they're driving me to the school, and the taxi just starts driving on the other side of the road, driving on the sidewalk, cutting through. And she's like, "What? Oh my God, we're gonna die here! What are you doing?" She's freaking out.
He's on WhatsApp, just
He's
texting.
yeah,
his family.
he's just calling his baby mama.
That's stressful, but you know that's just.
And then after a few months, she's like, "Hey man, get on the sidewalk. What are we doing?
that's just what we do, dude.
This is what we do, kid."
Taxi, it's like. Yeah, take it. You're safer off in an airplane over there.
There's a really funny joke about drivers in China. How it's like
Oh, is this a unique take?
no,
Oh,
I mean.
what's the stereotype? Aren't we pretty good at it?
No. He was saying that they're like it's like a oneness. It's almost like a meditation. Like they're not following the street lines. They're just going with the flow of each other.
Yeah, we always notice that about how like when you hold the door open for someone here, you want them to say thank you,
Yeah.
and you go, and you get a good exchange. But in China, I think there's so many people that rudeness happens all the time, and you just go, that's just a part. I think that's why some Chinese people are rude, or just a little cold towards others, in
Yeah.
a public setting.
They're like, no need for the pretense.
But then like the once you get to meet a person in China, they're so nice. It could be like the biggest bully in the school. He's like, "Do you want to have my mom's making dinner? Do you want to have dinner?" Okay. And he's so kind.
Yeah.
China. Oh, I was gonna say something. That's the thing about study abroad. That's part of the excitement and the anxiety of it, because you go, I don't know what it's like over there, and everything feels like a mission before like you get into the flow of school. They go, look, you have to get to the school by this date. I'm not gonna tell you how to do it. Google doesn't really work over here. Just find out how. Start asking locals.
Yeah.
You have a
Figure
little
it out, kid.
Chinese American dictionary. You go, Shisho Jen.
They're like, yeah, today's class is gonna be in the library. I'm not gonna tell you which floor or what section or what library. So
Oh, that's the worst.
just hang out, talk to each other, see if you follow me.
Yeah, and
He takes off, dude.
He takes off.
He just takes off. He's like, all right, our next class is gonna be in the gym by the free weights. Just sprints out the room.
Freeway. Oh, dude, I went to Hong Kong.
But they don't have free weights in China. They're communist.
I was gonna make that joke, but I didn't.
But this girl tried to scam me.
Okay.
This girl messaged me. Sometimes people will text you. The thing is, they'll be like, "Hey, John, I'm gonna see you on Saturday at the movies, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's for you to go like, "I'm not John," and then it'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. How are you doing today?" And then they try to scam you somehow. I don't know how it works, but yeah, this girl was like, "Hi, I'm Diane." She sent me a picture of herself. It was like an Asian girl. She was like, "I'm Chinese. Where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from America."
You answered?
Yeah, I mean, I'm texting. You're not supposed to text back?
You think a girl? How often you get a cold call or a cold
Yup.
text from a lady?
I know it's not.
You're desperate, huh? You lonely? You lonely, Luis? Is that what's going on? You respond to these robo girls?
Can I tell you what I said?
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're Chinese. Why don't you free the Uyghurs? Can we include that?
And you can
Okay,
bring that up.
alright.
Just really nail that you. But it's
She didn't respond.
maybe it was real now.
Yeah, maybe it was. Maybe I offended her. You remember when we
That's crazy that they're just like, he told us to. What a jerk. He doesn't
yeah, what a
get it.
jerk. Dude, my dad had a hilarious exchange with a scammer. They called You laugh so hard, dude. They called him and they did the same thing. Oh my God, John, hi, I'm John. And my dad's like, oh my God, John, how you been? Oh my goodness, what? And the
What?
guy,
He thought this was like a dormant friendship he'd just forgotten about?
no, my dad was messing with the guy.
Oh.
And the guy was like, hey man, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. My dad was like, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. And they just started yelling at each other.
Dude, my dad will do that, but also I went shopping for a car recently with him. And then he loves cracking jokes. You can't get him to stop cracking jokes. He's like, any discounts for handsome customers? Oh my God. And the guy's like, sometimes they don't get it at all, or sometimes they play along with it, and I just want to be like, dude, I'm gonna pay you a little more just for playing along with this.
One time I had my ex-girlfriend was being really mean to the guy at Pluckers.
Oh.
And I just felt so bad.
That's tough.
I definitely tipped him like $5 more than I would have.
Yeah, so you tipped him $5.
Yeah, dude, I gave him $5.50.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry about that.
Dude, I used to wait tables at Papado.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Which, oh my God, that was a horrible experience. That was horrific. I made either 10% on tips, like for any individual table, 10% or like $2. It was the worst. I made less than a minimum wage every night, putting Papado on blast. You know what's great? That was in college. I went back there a couple years ago. I saw some of the same people, and I just go, man,
that's tough.
this is it. And it was not. Oh, I quit. I quit like 2-3 months in because I started painting curbs, and I made more money.
Wow.
Way more money. And I was like, see you guys. Yeah, okay.
Almost everything, like if you own the business, you make so much more money than if you work first. Like,
that's a thing about not that we're making any money in comedy, but we make all of the money we get.
The money, yes.
So that's something.
That is something for sure.
And the amount you earn could change or go down or stay the same every year.
Go up or down.
But you don't have a boss.
You don't.
I think there's pros and cons.
Like when
to
you
that.
do a show and the guy gives you $50, you get $50. You might have to if you and me go to Austin and we make $50 and you drive, I'll give you some money for gas.
Yep.
Somebody just flushed.
Yeah, so we do share a wall. I don't know if the mics pick it up, but we do share a wall with the bathroom. And this wall, I could knock and somebody on the pot could go, who's there? Like, we're that close.
They might hear us.
Yeah, I bet he's
Somebody's
listening.
like, this is good content. Somebody's like, wow, painting curbs?
Connor and Mason podcast
Hey, guys.
guest host.
Luis Mac and Cheese, it rhymes. It does rhyme. What were you talking about? Money?
Toilet money. Comedy money.
You get $50.
Tipping. Oh, summer tipping.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a buddy who worked at a different place, and I'd go, I'd work 8-hour shift. I'd go, I made $60. And he'd go, I made that the first hour.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. And then we'd go to a diner after, and I'd lose a third of my earnings that day. Oh, here's the thing that really pissed me off. So it was like study abroad. No one told you what to do when you first started waiting tables. And it's scary. And when people write the tip, like give you a cash tip, they don't write a tip on the credit card payment. No one told me that's what happens. So I filled in the amount I got in cash tips on the credit card receipt.
Oh, no.
So they double paid.
Oh no.
So instead of all the cash going to me, it had to be like divvied up among the pool from credit card. So they were just like, "Oh, you don't do that." And I go, "Well, no one told me that. Maybe I'm dumb and I should have known that myself."
I don't think you're dumb.
But that was the first time I ever went. Well, thanks, but yeah, sometimes I mess things up.
I mean, you're like that makes sense. Like that's a mistake I could see myself making if I was like
Yeah,
in college.
I
you
even
know?
I said, "Ma'am, I've made less than minimum wage here every night." I told my manager that, which I think is illegal. You have to be paid a minimum.
I don't. For restaurants, I don't think it's true.
Well, I made it seem like it was true. And then she went, "Oh." That was it. Her whole reaction was just like, she just stepped in dog poop. She was just like, "Man, that stinks."
Connor being like, "Hey, this is unjust."
That's such a... Everyone, yeah. I think that's what... Most people there are probably just like, "Man, my tips didn't add up right." And then I'm just like, "This is a criminal offense. I'm going to report you." And they're just like, "Yeah, do
Oh
it."
my gosh.
Everyone's reporting us. Good
My-
food, though.
I had a job at a youth care center for migrants, and
Migrant legalis?
migrants,
Todos?
jovencitos.
Young. Little
They
kids?
they were like 17, 16, 17.
Okay, so that's dope. But they were by themselves?
Yeah, no parents.
Estaban solos?
And like there was all these rules to like you'd be in the classroom and they would ask to go to the bathroom. And at first I didn't know how to do that.
Oh, was this at a school?
This was at a
Camp.
it's at a facility. They have school there.
Okay.
And so you'd have to take them like in groups of like 7.
Wow. Okay.
But it was like they had to be in ratio still when you left. It was so stressful. It was like you're doing all this math, and these kids are yelling at you in a language I'm like I don't fully have nailed down.
Was it Spanish?
Yeah.
But like a dialect? Like,
Yeah, it's different dialects. Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Because they were all Guatemalan and Honduran.
Mm.
Habla así.
Sounds like a New Jersey,
New Jersey Hispanic.
Spanish.
I started to adopt their lingo a little bit after a while. Because after like 7 months in, I was like, "Ya vamos, ya vamos,
Yahweh.
Yahweh." It was like really.
Do you ever wonder like how much of can I go to a country and just listen to people talk and like how much can I sound like them where they go like, "Oh, he might be saying something," instead of like, "No, he's just being a little."
I think it's like
Little
when you
racial.
look. If you look, you're Asian, right?
Mhm.
You're Asian. If you went to China,
Yeah, but I'm
Hey.
5'11",
it's true.
so that's a target. I go,
True.
"That's the new starting center for our team."
Oh my goodness.
And then I start talking, and they go, that's the thing in China, because I would visit my grandmother, who's since passed. Shout out, Laura.
R.I.P.
And she lives in a really old, like, government housing, I think.
Lived.
Yeah, I know. And past tense for sure. And it's really old people. And the people would stare a lot. They are not shy about staring. You would get stared at a lot.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
They go, "This Filipino's been just baking." And they stare a lot, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. And you realize it's because, like, this, wearing blue jeans there, they're like, "What is blue and what are jeans?" Like, it's just all...
What do they wear? Slacks?
They wear a lot of, like,
Khakis?
slacks, khakis. I bet if we pulled up some movies, I could kind of point out what I'm seeing.
Is it like whenever you watch like a kung fu movie, they have like those big pants? They wear those?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, wow.
Or, like, the women wear kind of, like, bigger one-piece dress type of things. There's not a bunch of... Here's the thing I think about Asian style, where I think Japan's very unique in that they're really stylish and cool. And people want Japanese stuff or, like, have a good... And I think Chinese people, a lot of the time, just go, like, what is trending? And I'm going to just start doing that.
Chinese people?
Yeah, just like you see them wear a lot of the very trendy Adidas shoes.
Yes.
And they just go, "Yes, who's your favorite player?" They go, "I really like this LeBron James character." and this Stephanie Curry.
The Stefan.
They go, Steph Curry? They go, she has a brother? They go, oh, you don't know anything about this. You don't know nothing.
Yeah, like the really trendy kids. Yeah, man. Trendy. Yeah, there's this one TikTok account there's like this one street in China. I think it's in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fashion district, and this person will just record people walking down the street in like the coolest outfit. There'll be like a mask, like a black mask,
Mm-hmm.
and like a orange just like cloak.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're going into battle. They look like Mortal Kombat characters.
Style is so like Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah, some of them they look and they're walking like they're like
I think you just described a ninja.
maybe they were. Maybe that's how they hide in plain sight.
That's their FBI. They go.
Apparently, the Chinese Secret Service, no one even knows what their name is.
They're good.
Yeah, like because
Yeah.
there's the CIA in America, the British have MI6, the Russians have the KGB,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chinese we don't even know what they're called.
The UNOC.
The UNOC.
The UNOC. That was an issue too. So whenever I stayed in China, my grandfather, who since passed, you can remind me of that
R.I.P.
later, is he lived on the Naval Academy's base, which is part of their military, obviously. But we would stay there, and that
He was a part of the Chinese military.
He was a professor
Okay,
of COVID. No, he was like a electrical engineering professor.
good,
I think my uncle still is an electrical engineering professor there.
nice.
But they don't want Americans staying on the campus. Like, they don't want us in there.
Yeah.
Even though we're not doing anything besides playing basketball. So that was weird to see. So you'd see, like, guys in naval, like, marching and then doing the whole thing. It was weird. And then we're just like, don't go outside. Don't go outside. Here's the thing I like about other countries. Street food. Love street food. There's a whole culture of, like, street food breakfast in China.
Really?
That's very fun.
I want to go to a French cafe.
La Madeleine?
No, one in France.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
French food is all right, we can So I had a grandmother who's also since passed.
R.I.P. dude. You gotta call your remaining grandparents. That's the thing, man. You gotta call the old people in your life.
That's a good point.
You have to do that.
But you also have to tell them I can't talk all day.
I mean, yes, you're like, I want to call, but then I was like, I have other things too.
Yeah, I called my grandpa on, and every time I call my grandpa, I have to make up that I have a meeting in a reasonable amount of time from now.
Yeah.
Well, I got 2:30 meeting, and of course the call goes to 2:40, and he's like, "Oh, you got that meeting, right?" And I go, "Did I make?" Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Sometimes I do this. I'll put a timer in my pocket for a minute, and then it'll go off, and I go, "Oh, I got a thing." So he called me, and every time my grandpa calls, we talk about investments.
Nice.
Which is, I had one finance internship, and he goes, "Well, Connor loves talking about the market." And it's kind of like, it's a little boring sometimes.
Money is boring.
But then I talked to him. My grandpa, I think, gets obsessive about things, and he got obsessive about tires. Like, he's retired.
Okay.
And he just started building spreadsheets about tires.
The tire market is really deflated right now. Come on, guys. Louis Mac and Cheese.
Yeah, do not mention that to my grandpa, because he might say other words. He's got graphs. He's got a pivot table. It was crazy. So that's like a weird thing. And
I've wanted to meet your grandpa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think he
worked for NASA.
Former NASA engineer.
That's so cool.
He's a very smart man. And it was fun because at one point I said, "What's up with the tire spreadsheets?" And then he just went into like, I got obsessed about tires.
He was
I don't know why.
so waiting for you to ask about the tire spreadsheets.
It was funny.
He just had these spreadsheets just out on the dinner table. And he's like, "Can you move that out of the way?" And you like look at it. He goes, "Oh, did I tell you about the tires?"
he's just I said I was thinking about retirement. He said, "Did you say tires?" And I go, "No, no, no. But that's part of the word." And then he just starts going into it. I asked him this thing, and he went, "I was driving with your grandma, and our tires blew out."
Oh, that happened to me one time.
And then I had to go to Walmart and replace it with the only tire they had. And then he told me, he's like, "I just went a little crazy with tires. I just started," and I go, "That's hilarious." And that's like, I felt like that instead of just going like the market is up 6% today, he was like, "Yeah, I just went crazy about tires."
What? He's got to be the next guest.
My grandpa?
Your grandpa's got to be the next guest.
Oh, then Pelosi came up, and I was like,
oh boy,
she needs to retire, trying to like get it back to tires. And he goes, "But another thing about her husband." And I'm like, no. It did go a little, you can't mention politics with your grandparents.
Can't mention
and
politics with
my family's
anybody.
a good example of that.
Can't mention politics with anybody.
I saw, one time, I think 2 Christmases ago,
2 Christmases ago.
Note
that for the record.
The whole family's in the family room, and then one of my aunts is like, we can't have Trump in office again, obviously. And then I hear my grandpa across the room. He goes, "What's wrong with Trump?" And then my grandma jumps up and goes, "No, and just had to.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
Something was going to explode.
Just can't do it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that happens, dude.
You have family in the DR?
Yeah.
Is that a thing you could talk? I feel like politics in other countries, is that like a dinner table discussion as much? Like China's easy. They just go, same guy, yeah. But DR, I don't know what that's like.
I don't know what the politics are like in the Dominican Republic. It's like, I think they just had a big deal where there was an election and they're trying to stop people from voting, and then they took to the streets to make sure that they could vote, and then they voted some guy in who was like, "I'm gonna clean up this country, or we're gonna."
Are you describing every election ever, or just
No, this was the most recent one that I can remember.
Okay.
And he was like, "We're gonna throw out all the people who were stealing money from the DR."
So it's just empty. No one there, dude. Do you ever have the feeling of like it doesn't really matter who's in office that much?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like local elections are more important than national stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, because sometimes people get really worked up about elections, and I get it to some degree, but I also go, does it affect your life personally that bad?
I mean, like, partially, yeah. Some stuff does. But my thinking is like, I'm going to vote for whoever I want to vote for, and I'm not going to worry too much about it. Like, just deal with whatever.
I think that's good.
Because either way, like, me worrying isn't going to affect anything.
Yeah. Well,
like, me voting, it maybe it could help something.
That's why, like, gas price.
The worry is just like, no.
Worry is bad.
Don't worry about things. If you can avoid worrying, don't.
I think when they boil down, like, someone's performance to gas prices or grocery prices.
Yeah.
Or, like, you go to McDonald's and something's $2 more, you're like, this is not good.
Yeah.
I'm switching.
Can I tell you about my plans later today?
Yeah, you're going to yoga.
Yeah, I'm going. Oh my God, I'm going to yoga.
Tell us about your day, Luis. You're a fascinating man.
So I am going to yoga, with a mutual acquaintance of ours, Janan.
With Janan?
Yeah, she's a yoga instructor.
You're going to big power yoga?
Power yoga.
Dude, have you done hot yoga?
I haven't done hot yoga. I took a semester of yoga when I was in community college. Best class I ever took in college. I felt so good. And I have to say, I might have been the strongest I'd ever been doing yoga. Like, after, like, a semester of yoga, I could walk up to any pull-up bar and just start doing endless amounts of pull-ups. I would just start doing pull-ups. I would start, like, switching my grip mid pull-ups. I'm going, like, dancing in between. I'm dancing in between the thing. It was unbelievable how strong I was. And then that semester ended. I never did it since.
There's a yoga place a 4-minute walk from my house. Still yet to go. It's not good. Maybe I should go tonight. Maybe I should go today.
Go, man. Yoga's great.
You always feel good.
Feel great. Feel good.
You see some cutie pies. There's I like working out with a group, because if you see an older woman, you just go, I got to do better than that.
Really?
Yeah.
I never think that.
I think that where I go like, and then you see an old woman, just excited to be there, and I got to step it up.
Yeah, I've gone to the gym a few times, and my thing is like when I don't want to do it anymore, I just leave. I won't finish I'll have a workout that I'm trying to. Okay, I had 6 leg exercises, 2 core exercises, some cardio.
That's a tough thing. It's going into a gym and then sticking to a plan.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, you're like, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, like I'll get through like 3 of them, and I'll be like, you know what? I'll just get on the treadmill for a little bit. I'll go home. And then you get on the treadmill, like, I'll just stretch and go home. And then I'll stretch and go home. I always stretch. If you don't do anything else, stretch your body. That's very important.
Stretch your body.
Call your grandparents, stretch your body. Those are the 2 things that I'm telling you to do.
Yeah.
It's a European 2. This
Stretch
is
your
American
body
2.
after talking to your grandparents because you're going to be stiff.
No, stretch them before because you're not be sitting down for a while.
That's
And then encourage them to stretch too.
It's fun. Whenever I call my grandparents, I think my grandpa kind of leads, and then my grandma, loyally follows him.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I call grandparents, which is just them in general, my grandma will answer and go, "Let me get your grandpa on the line." And I go, "Well, what about you?"
How
She
you
goes,
doing?
"I'm doing however your grandpa says I'm doing." I'm like, "Okay. Is that good or bad?" And she goes,
Different generation, kid.
"Whatever he says."
Different generation, kid.
Very different generation. It's fun. I didn't see them last. Every year, my family is mostly in St. Louis, central U.S. So every year we have Christmas together. There is a local picnic, family reunion,
Nice.
and then every 5 years we plan a trip to an international location.
Beautiful.
Costa Rica, Cancun, I think Canada this year.
Should go to Punta Cana,
What's that?
Dominican Republic.
We might not get everyone back. I think is it like I'm always interested in going to different. I don't care. I like visiting
Go.
Latin, Central America, whatever.
Beautiful beaches.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah. What do you mean? What more do
Is
you
there
want?
glass in the beautiful beach? Like
No. They clean them.
Who's they?
The people who work at the hotel, they clean them.
Is it a big hotel? Like if there were no hotels in the DR, would revenue just dry up?
It would be tough for yes.
Yeah. What are they? That is weird. Because do you think people want to be engineers there, but then they see the beach and they're like, we can just wait for a little bit. I think that's why.
They have colleges. There's professionals.
That's why everyone in Boston, they got all the smart. They're so cold that they just stay inside. And they're
Yeah,
like,
they're just inside reading all
might
day.
as well learn.
That's true. That is true. In the warm weather, it's hard to. I remember one time, I was taking a class in college. I had a girlfriend, and we decided to go out and study together at a park, and it was like the most gorgeous day that you could pick. Like just 70 degrees, cloud cover,
Mm-hmm.
nice breeze. I'm like, who could study on a day like today? Who could do it? Not me.
I think you'd probably disguise that as a study session, and you didn't really get much done.
We did study a little bit, but we mostly just kind of hung out and walked around.
Yeah, so you worked on your thing, and then you saw what she was writing and just wrote what she wrote, and then you went on you grabbed a sandwich.
Yeah, we just went for a walk, held hands.
Here's the thing I thought of. That's like you ever take classes that are like harder?
Mm-hmm.
You got your easier. You got your yoga 101s, and
Yes.
then you got your,
Pre-cal.
pre-cal, and then you befriend someone who's like getting like they're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're looking around clueless, their heads down, like
Yes.
bored, and then you befriend them to mostly get answers to stuff, and you go, "This is a bad relationship.
Yeah, this is toxic.
This is evil. I'm gonna have to think about this."
Yeah, I'm so I was so fascinated in school by the friendships you made with people in class.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would go through this arc, right? The first day of class, you'd get there, and you might say hi to the people sitting next to you. There's no assigned seats, so it's just whatever you sit next to, right? And then the class starts, and you get each other's contact information,
Mm-hmm.
and then you text a little bit just about like the class,
Mm-hmm.
and then one day in class, someone asks you talk about like who you're dating. and then you become best friends with the person next to you. And it's like you're talking about you're making fun of the professor, you're making fun of the other people in class, you're making jokes about your life, you're studying together all the time, you're hanging out together, and then the class ends, you never speak again. You take that final, you never talk to that person a single day in your life.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
That's good. Sometimes I look through when you're like really bored,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you don't have internet access. One thing
Mhm.
you'll go through old messages and delete some, just because you don't need them anymore and they're taking up space.
Yeah.
And then you see like some people, the last thing you sent them was like, "What's the answer to number 13?" And they just go, "It's B."
You didn't even say thank you.
Yeah. You just gave a thumbs up,
Ugh.
but they had an Android, so it was green. You're not even sure if they got it.
You don't even know if they just got a message. Connor gave a thumbs up.
Yeah, I was typing in on Facebook, like, I think I was looking up somebody, and then someone else with a similar name came up. And the last thing they'd sent me was, like, 1, B, 2, C, 3, all the way to, like, number 80.
Nice.
And I just go, I cheated. I cheated.
I cheated.
I think I think there's a lot of good things from it, obviously, but focusing on grades, like playing the GPA game so hard
Yeah.
and just being set to that, like for 4 years, I have to get all A's. That's not very fun. And then you see some kids having fun and they don't get all A's and B's and they're not homeless.
Yeah, man.
I would say most people don't get all A's.
I didn't get all A's. Not like in high school.
Like that was a big deal.
Like
for me getting all A's.
I would try. I remember one time I was taking a physics class, and I learned the wrong lesson from this, but I took a test and I didn't try that hard, and I got like an 83, and I was like, all right, I don't need to do much more than that. That's about.
I don't know if that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I probably should. You should try. Call your grandparents. Stretch. Try hard at things. Try hard at things.
Like comedy?
Yeah, like comedy, like whatever it is you're doing, you should try hard at it. But then I was like, I would get like an 83. I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't need to do much more than that.
I have a testing like in economic. The thing about like you say people in your class you'll never talk to again.
Yes.
When you have people in the same major,
Yeah.
you'll overlap classes with them.
Yeah.
And I took this one class that was like hard, and what we were learning from the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like sometimes you start the first class and the teacher's already in the middle of the book.
Oh
and
my
you go,
goodness.
what graph is this?
You ever take like a summer class?
And?
They're so much faster. So like that's
Really? Oh.
yeah, like
Okay, I see what you mean.
you would take a summer course, and so instead of meeting twice a week or 3 times a week, you're meeting every single day.
That's tough.
And
it's half the amount of time of a normal semester.
Mhm.
Okay. That's not good.
yeah, you can very quickly get overwhelmed in those.
You got overwhelmed?
Oh, heck yeah.
You got scars?
I got ran over.
Oof. You set a
got-
screen offensive foul.
Dude, man, one time I remember I was watching LeBron.
Huh?
This is when he was playing with the Heat. He was playing in the finals, and I'll never forget this. He's playing the finals, and Derek Fisher was trying to set a screen or something like that. LeBron ran through him, sent him flying.
What's up, little boy? What's up, little boy?
Defensive foul. And I'm like, he ran him over. Defensive foul.
This was the Thunder, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, Thunder.
Yeah, that's.
I was
LeBron's
just
scary.
like, wow, man. LeBron is like. I was just thinking, like, he is so good that. Like, he makes really good basketball players look so bad.
Yeah, I saw a recent lineup when he went to the finals with the Cavs,
Yes.
and it looked like him plus the FBI's most wanted list. It was just a bunch of like former Soviet Union, like I'm just
Just a bunch of
happy I'm
guys not
here.
smiling.
Just guys sending money back to their families every month. Just guys who dribble, and then they're like, oh, these guys are quick. How did I get in here? Did I bribe somebody? And then him, he was like 22, and he's you know what, somebody said a joke recently. They said LeBron won his first championship when he was 22.
No, he didn't.
Right when I heard that, I said no, he didn't. I think it was like
He was like 28. He went to the championship. He went to the finals at 23. Got swept by the Spurs.
maybe I didn't hear it right, but I'm like, he won in Miami's second year.
Yes.
That
So
was like 26,
he
27,
was like
28?
27, 28.
At least 25,
Yeah.
for sure. So I said, come here, little man. I don't give people advice on their jokes, but you don't disrespect the GOAT.
Yeah,
okay?
man. You don't
Don't disrespect the GOAT.
disrespect my GOAT, dude.
How? Oh, and then, I guess, what were we talking about? School,
School, yeah.
classes,
Trying to get good grades.
grades, getting good. That was not fun. That was not fun to be
Yeah.
so focused on grades.
Well, I mean, like, there's good things that came with, like, you went to UT. Great
Yes.
school, probably a great experience.
My friend recently reminded me of that.
Yeah.
He said, playing like whatever you did, it ended up okay.
Yeah, like, you went to UT.
Yes.
Like, I went to a community college. And, like, here's the thing. I went to school with people who got great grades in high school but still ended up at the community college just because it was, like, it's so much more affordable. And their parents were like, please just go to – please don't please
Don't do this to me.
please don't do this to me. Please go to community college. And so it's like, for some people, like, it didn't really matter. Like, they were going to community college kind of no matter what, unless they got, like, a full ride, which is very difficult. You know what I mean? So, like, you can get into UT, but if your family is not going to be able to afford you going there, like, you got to go to community college for 2 years, you got to transfer, whatever.
That's got to be the worst when you're like, I struggle to pay the bills,
Yeah.
and my daughter got into this amazing college, and she's gonna study the Philosopher's Stone. She's gonna study crystals, and you go,
no.
crystal meth, like drug sales at least, and they go, no, just shiny rocks. And you just go, please be a drug dealer, sweetie. Just please be a drug dealer. And she's like, no, this rock
Please,
makes me
please,
feel good.
please move this product. We need you to move this product. Move this work.
And she goes, I'll make an art gallery with rocks. And you go,
You're like,
that's
"Oh,
not great. but that's
Baby, I'm
something."
so proud.
And you got to be like, that's it. My girlfriend's parents were just like, we ain't paying for anything. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think she had an option to go to UT Austin, but UT
Mhm.
Dallas gave her a nice scholarship, so
Yeah.
she chose that.
Yeah.
And then she also had to work during college. That's
Mhm.
what I like about my lady. She's always working. Always working.
That's good. I like that you love your lady, dude.
I like that she works.
'Cause you don't.
Because I come home, we earn a salary. How we get it, shut up. She'll come home and she's just like, I'm so tired. She's just exhausted. And she's like, I walked the dog 3 times. She'll show me her calendar of meetings, and it's just from 8 to 4. It's just block. It looks like a spine, just like bones with very little space in between for naps. And she's like, oh, I'm just exhausted. And I go, all right, I'll see you later. I'm going to open mics.
Yeah.
It feels. She did reveal her salary to me recently, and I was like, okay.
What do you mean recently? You didn't know this already?
I thought it was a lot lower than it was.
Wow. She got a raise. She didn't tell you?
Yeah, she was like, I made that amount a year ago. I went, oh, it's still going up? And she went, yeah, it's still going up.
That's good, man. Good
That's
for
good.
her.
It made me feel like, okay, I need to do something.
You gotta make this thing
I
work.
need to fight back.
Oh, man. That's good, man. It's good to have a girl.
So why don't you like Asia?
I don't
No, I'm just
dislike
kidding.
Asia.
Have you ever thought about going there?
Yeah, I'd love to go to China. I want to go to Japan. I actually applied to. I'm gonna do what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a problem we talk about.
But,
fidgeting with stuff, but
Yeah, you guys fidget. I want to go to Japan. That's my dream travel destination.
it's a good one.
I want to go to Japan. I applied to teach in Japan. There's a program called the JET program. I was graduating college.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I applied there. I didn't get it, but yeah, that'd be cool. I just want to go for like a month.
The
go
JET
to
program? I applied to the Bruce program.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's the Bruce, the JET, and the Jackie program. So you gotta like pick which one's gonna.
Bruce, Chet, and Jackie.
Yeah.
There's another one called, I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, I want to go for like a month. I want to go to a bunch of baseball games. I want to see wrestling. Mostly baseball.
You can just stream that. You know, you don't have to go all the way
I
there.
want to go in person, dude. You want to see it?
I do want to like. My parents went to Japan. They said it was awesome. Awesome. Japan and Germany, I hear, are cool. So for people who were really against us in World War II,
And Italy. Italy's also nice.
Italy, yeah, they did a lot of.
Italy was yeah.
I go, communism's not great, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful over here. If the food tastes this good,
You know what? Maybe you're right.
I'll throw on a red coat. Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. Japan, I don't even know what you do in Japan. The food kind of weirds me out sometimes. Or sometimes I'm like, is this meat? Or like, like boba?
Yeah.
I go, what is that? And they go, try it.
Boba.
And I go, no, what is that? And they go, it's fun. I go, it's made of fun? Or is it, what's good in there?
My cousin in Japan who went to China, she said there was a saying that they had. Whenever they're going to eat something weird, they had this song in Chinese that translated to, put it in your mouth, don't ask questions. But it probably sounded better in Chinese.
Probably not. I do not think China's a beautiful sounding language. Like my mom and her sisters every morning will talk, and it sounds like they're about to fight. And I go, are y'all okay? And she just said, put a jacket on. It's a little windy outside. And I go, why does it sound like you're debating every time? She goes, we're just a passionate people.
Yeah, man.
The language is useful, but not pretty.
Dominicans are like that too. They'll be talking about baseball. It sounds like you want to fight.
Oh.
You'll be talking about a boxer. This guy knocked him out.
Do you have uncles who watch boxing and you see them start to be like...
Oh, yes.
I think every male watching sports does that, where they act like they're the GM of the team instead of just an overweight watcher.
Yeah, man. It's like when you're like a fan of a team, like where you know every player, you know who's in like in the minor leagues. Like that's how I am with the Yankees, dude. Or I'm just like, I'm like, what are they doing? This is terrible. That's how Mason was with the Cougar. Go Cougs.
Yeah.
We're in the Sweet 16.
That's fun.
We went to watch the game at his house, and he did not know you were coming.
Yeah, I actually wasn't. That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt a little bit. Because he was like, oh, I didn't know this guy was going to...
So Mason, on Sunday, the Cougars were playing
A&M?
the round of 13. Yeah, playing A&M. Mason's like, hey, man, I'm going to go watch the game at my house. You want to come? And I'm like, yeah, man, that sounds fun. And then I just told Connor that, and he was like, oh. And then Connor just shows up.
Yeah, I could tell this was a mistake because at the door, Mason went, oh, Connor's here. Connor's here. As if like, did I? He's, he goes, I talked to him a lot, but I for sure did not invite him.
Yeah, Mason
See him thinking about
was
it.
like, this is a controlled environment. No outside persons.
Yeah, I see him like check the list, and he goes, I don't see a Connor
I
on the
don't see a
list.
Connor on here.
And I show up, I eat 4 pieces of pizza.
But that's why he got it for us.
Yeah, he's thinking in his head, I wouldn't have bought pizza. No one else asked for pizza except Connor.
I had pizza. I own pizza. Pizza's great.
Yeah, you downed a Lactaid.
I downed a couple of Lactates, dude.
Yeah, Lactaid. That's it. Yeah. Thanks for being resilient.
I'm lactose. What do you mean? I'm lactose intolerant.
No, but you're like, I'm still gonna do lactose.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna buy these tablets.
Like,
My mom hates them. My mom is like, you're gonna get side effects from that. I'm like, it's literally just, it's lactate. It's just an enzyme.
She's probably right, but I think
Moms are usually pretty right.
that's interesting that you love a thing. Like I heard Adrian Peterson. He's like, I am allergic to shellfish, but I love gumbo, and he just still eats
Really?
crawfish, all that.
My dad has a thing with shrimp where it was both of us actually. When I was little, really little, we both had some shrimp and we both
Blew up
we both had explosions happen.
in the restroom.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
And he never forgot that. And so he still has a thing with shrimp where he's like, ah. But me, I was so young. I'm like, cook 'em up, baby.
I feel big. I feel strong.
I feel
strong. My skin looks like scales. You're all bubbly and gross. I had a thing like early with Amanda and our dog. I would like sleep over and have to take allergy medicine because he would like sometimes he playfully bites on you, but then it like would swell.
Really?
And I'm like, this has never happened before. At some point, I just go, I'm not as strong as I thought I was.
Dude, I would get that too. Like, sometimes with not even fur, it'd be like their saliva.
Of a dog?
Yeah, like if a dog licked my face and it would get my eye would start itching.
Ooh.
Or if it licked my hand and I rubbed my eye immediately afterwards for good luck, I would just get itchy.
How much dog saliva is getting on your face on average?
You know, a dog, I will let a dog lick my face.
Why?
Because it's a lovely dog. Come on, it's a dog.
I like people too. I don't get that close to them.
What did I say earlier? Call your grandparents.
Call your grandparents. Try hard.
Try hard at things.
But that was
that was the third one. So it was call your grandparents. I don't know. We got to go back.
Call in.
Just call in. Leave it in the comments.
Maybe it'll come up later.
Leave it.
That's disappointing.
It's okay, dude.
Okay. Well,
so the rest of my day, I'm going to the Astros game.
There's another one?
Yeah, they have them a lot. The season just started.
Did we win yesterday?
No, you lost.
Oh, that hurts. We were up.
You were.
So I haven't been to an Astros game probably 5 to 6 years.
Wow, I should go.
Long time. And I've never had like a fun adult where I go and then I go, it's loud, and then I leave. But I've never had like a beer and a hot dog and sat down and like enjoy. And
so this is
the way.
This is how I experience baseball. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the rundown. So first of all, I bring my glove. Okay. People will look down at you for that. They're not good. Who cares? They're not fun people. They're not here to have a good time. All right. I'm here to catch balls and drink beers. Hit them all out of balls, baby. Yeah. Right.
You ever caught a foul ball?
No. Every time I go, I'm like, this is gonna be the day. And I'm also sitting like up by the sun, so I never really get close to.
Up by the sun.
I'm like, my seats are like in an airplane, just circling the stadium.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you catch a foul ball, you have to look up and you have to close your eyes immediately because if you make eye contact with a kid, you're gonna have to give it to him.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough.
Especially if he's got a sling on his arm or something.
Dude, that's the worst, man. I remember. So here's the thing: I show up for batting practice. So you show up when the doors open like 2 hours earlier.
You haven't gotten a ball from that?
No.
Wow, you just gotta say the guy's last name. Sanchez, can I get a ball?
Because everyone's yelling.
Hey, Mr. Sanchez.
Everyone's yelling.
Wow.
And there's always like the front row is always kids, and they get everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this kid. I was like, man, I might give him a ball if I could. This cute kid, And then he got a ball just kind of on his own. And his dad catches it, gives it to the kid. He goes, "Wow, Dad, our third one." I was like, "Can you go home, please?"
Third one.
One more. Come on. Why? Because I was that kid. I was that cute kid, but I was up in the 400 level, fighting with grown men.
Yeah, you gotta be. I bet you can't throw it up here. That's why you're last.
Can't.
And on base percent, you gotta start making fun of their stats, and they go,
Yeah.
and then they try to hit you.
Then you catch it.
They hit you.
Dude, it was like I remember I was in the outfield one time, second level. Aaron Judge threw a ball towards our section. And he tried to get one to us. He kept missing, but it was cool that he tried. He tried
That's
like
nice.
twice.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's like
I don't know anything about baseball anymore. I used to play like Little League.
Yep.
I used to watch it a lot.
Yep.
I used to play video games. I'd play Slugfest 2004.
God, I gotta stop playing video games.
You ever familiar with Slugfest 2004?
Yeah, that's the 2004. That's the classic.
It was baseball, but you could also there was a lot of modifications. So you could put in codes. You could be a ninja team. You could be a minotaur team. You could catch on fire. You could fight people.
Mm-hmm.
You could slide tackle people. You could just catch a ball and then go up to a guy on base, start punching him in the face.
Yep.
Nothing better than that.
Yeah, it was like
turbo.
it was like everything. It was so much fun.
It was like WWE
I
baseball.
want that game to come back. Games are too realistic these days.
Yeah, now like you used to just play baseball. Now you're managing the payroll. You're adjusting to the, whoever's president, the new financial tax burden they're putting on the league. You're like, is this the right color? Who's going to be our sponsor?
What kind of grass are we going to have in right center field, guys? The Bermuda bluegrass is too slippery out there. Guys are getting hurt.
Yeah, you're on the plane scouting people in Japan. You're like sitting on the plane.
Dude.
And you're like, you're getting a call from the GM. You're like, I don't want to decline, accept. You got to play all these parts of the game that aren't the game. You're a business owner now.
You're like a bureaucrat.
Yeah, instead of playing, they go like the third baseman's not happy. Do you want to talk to him? Just play the game. I'll delete. I'll
delete.
I'll trade you.
I will delete you. The third baseman's like, I want to be hitting third. And I'm like, you're a 64 overall.
It's just a business game. You go home to your wife, go to the club.
Yeah.
Third option, surprise me. It's like surprise me.
The third one's like, go to the club, go home, go to the gym.
Yeah, and you hit surprise me. And the
dude, like you have a character, you have to actually work out. Like, why? I don't want to be doing. Why am I doing bench press with this guy right now?
Yeah, or you're icing yourself, and you go, the ice is starting to numb the bone. Do you lift the ice off, or do you keep applying ice?
And you got to look up like NASM says that you should lift it. Okay, all right. You have to like design the actual workout. You have to actually become a personal trainer to design the workout for your guy.
Our team lost, but I'm a computer programmer now. I know everything about this game.
Yeah, man. I actually built. You have to build the game.
That's stressful.
So stressful.
Now it's like, do you want to build a stadium with brick or with eco-friendly linoleum?
Yeah.
And you go, what do the contractors say about that? And you go, we set a meeting with. You get a Google Calendar alert on your real phone, just reminding you that your fake character has a meeting with the contractor.
And you're stressed out at your real job.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god.
And then your wife's annoying you a little bit.
Yeah.
Lady, get away. And you bring that anger home. You're playing catch with your son. You go, hey, do you hit him with the ball? 2, tell him to grow up.
That's the thing. When your real life starts to feel like a video game, you need to stop playing video games. Like, you're playing so much Grand Theft Auto. You get in your car, you're like, I could rob that place. Right? I could stick them up and take all their cash.
Call of Duty Zombies is stressful. Because then you start
Yeah.
looking out the window like, is that an old man or is that a zombie?
Hey, wait a minute. The guy's limping over there. So limping?
No arm.
Oh, he's just a veteran. All right.
And you're just like, you're shooting him a little. You're like, why isn't there more cash in my wallet? That's what happens when you shoot these guys. You get a little more cash in your wallet. This might be a little too inside baseball for people. This is also a lot of Mason's audience. So once, I think people who listen.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
So once you get past, this is us, okay? Mason's not here. Mason has to go do Good Friday.
Mason is being a good guy. This is your replacement. All right?
Yeah.
We're substitute teachers right now.
Yeah, we're subs right now.
We're subs.
Being a sub is, are you
Hard.
young for a sub?
Most subs are in their 90s, so yes. Most subs are the people who do it. They're retired. They just want something to do,
Yeah.
or they're just like recovering, just recovering from something.
That sucks because those are the cool teachers
Yeah.
typically, but they go, oh no, there's a lot going wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, do kids ever try to trick you if they don't give you instructions on what to do? They said, I think everyone's going to Marble Slab, right?
Yeah.
That's what the assignment was.
That's the thing is that I take it, and I know I shouldn't take it personal, but whenever they see me and they get excited that there's a sub, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be the worst. I'm gonna be the. If they had just walked in and said, hey, how you doing? You're a sub. But when they see me, they're like, yeah, we got a sub, dude. Let's go. I'm like, oop,
do a handshake.
You're doing all the work today. You're doing all the work, and you're not gonna be on. I'm taking your phone.
Yeah.
I'm taking your phone.
And then you go, hey, kid who can fight but can't read, come to the front of the class. I want you to read 5 Read it.
Read it.
Osmosis. Say it, and then you spelled osmosis. You
Mhm.
said that wrong. And he's like, and then you make him quiver. You make him feel like, hey, I can do a lot of stuff, but I can't read.
Yeah.
I cannot read very good.
And then that's just trauma.
That's fun. You ever embarrass a kid?
I try not to embarrass. Like if a kid is.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done? Or not most embarrassing thing you've done. That's not even in the classroom. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done to a child?
The most I've embarrassed a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I try not to be mean, but like there's times where like a kid is, well, 'cause so like the class walks in, you quickly identify who pretty much everyone is,
Mm-hmm.
where you figure out, okay, this is the class clown, that's the cool kid,
Yeah.
that's the popular girl. Like you kind of figure out who everyone is, and the kid who's like the ringleader, if you can subdue him, you can get everyone on board. So if a kid is like getting mouthy during class and I shut him down like a heckler, like I'll just be like, yeah, well, you got no shirt on, or like your shoes are wet. I don't know. You just say something to kind of break him down a little bit.
Your pants normally that tight? And they go, oh my God, he shut down.
Or like
Devin.
one kid like spilled water on his pants. And I was like, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Your pants are wet. Your pants are already wet. It's 8:45. Your pants are dripping wet. Why is
Wow.
this happening? It's 7:15 a.m. and your pants are soaked. I don't understand.
Wow. And you got nothing
And so
cool.
I kept going back to him, and then the time kept getting earlier. It's 5:45 in the morning. Why is there water on your pants?
and then he's getting upset. And you're like, you're yelling. You're out of control.
Well, no, because I don't want them to get upset. Like it's all a joke. If I can break them down in a way that's funny and everyone gets along.
How does he try to recover from that? He's like, no,
No, they just laugh. They go, you crazy. Ah.
that's fun. Oh, I was thinking you'd go like, he's like, I'm not getting braces. And you're like, you sure you don't need braces? And he
Ooh,
goes,
no, I wouldn't do that.
what's going on? And then that'll keep his mouth shut for a while.
That's funny. I gotta do that.
That's fun. All right.
This was good.
Little over an hour. That was fun.
That was good.
This is the new and improved Mason James.
Louise mac and cheese. On
Here's
his
another thing Mason said. Mason said by a month from yesterday, or no, by May 8th, I believe, he would be down 25 pounds, which means he would be 300 pounds. So, no, he said he'd be down.
Why? Why?
He just wants to lose weight. He wants to be down.
How much weight does he want to lose
25 pounds.
in a month?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think I took a bet on it. I bet him lunch.
Yeah, I would take the under on that.
He hasn't been under in a while. Yeah, so he that's a thing. That's exciting. I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think
I think Mason gains weight.
I think Mason he loses 10 pounds. He gets really cocky. He gains 8 back.
Woo!
That's the prediction.
That's fun.